What's up everyone, Coach Bex here, back again answering more questions from my coaching groups which are hopefully going to help you. So this time the questions are regarding cravings and emotional eating. So hopefully this information will help you get to the bottom of why you're craving those foods and maybe figuring out if emotional eating is one of the causes of this. So first off, what is a food craving? A food craving is an intense desire for a specific food. And this desire seems often uncontrollable, and that hunger cannot be satisfied until you've had that food. It has to be said though that food cravings are extremely common, with over 90% of people experiencing them. So we're going to talk about emotional eating also, because sometimes some of the strongest food cravings you'll ever have are when you're going through an emotional time, an emotional rough patch. When you feel stressed, when you feel bored, it's very easy to reach out and crave those foods that are going to make you feel better. So what is emotional eating? It could be eaten in response to emotions and feelings other than hunger. You could be eaten to forget, to distract yourself. You could be eaten to make yourself feel better, self-soothing, to release serotonin, dopamine. You could be eaten out of boredom. You could be eaten out of habit, or you could be eaten out of anger, eaten at someone. They made you do this. So why is emotional eating so soothing? It has been since we're a baby, it has been since we're a toddler. Because eating as an infant, we experience closeness with a caregiver, a release of oxytocin that made us feel good. And eating from a cultural perspective, we associate eating with caring and celebration. You've only got to think birthday parties, cake, job promotion, champagne, drinks, anything like that. We celebrate with food. So how do we go about figuring out the root cause or the reasons behind our cravings? Now, you're going to have to play detective. You're going to have to learn to be mindful, and you may want to start journaling. Grab a pen, grab a bit of paper, or use your phone and try and figure out what's causing it. Could your cravings be down to physical causes? Are you suffering from low blood sugar? Have you had too high an intake of sugar which forced you to crash, which then creates the need for more sugar, creates those cravings? Have you not slept very well? And what you then need there to get yourself back on track and get yourself going is sugar and stimulants. Are you dehydrated? If you're dehydrated, your body will not work correctly hormonally. Your liver won't be able to synthesize sugar from the foods that you've eaten from your muscles to provide energy, so you will crave that sugar and energy elsewhere. Is your body lacking in certain nutrients, minerals, vitamins and things like that? If your body's low on serotonin through poor eating habits, depression, those kind of things, your body will crave sugar. It wants to give you energy, it wants to make you feel good. If you're low on magnesium and serotonin, you might be craving chocolate. If you're craving fatty foods, you could be low on omega-3s. If you're craving soda like fizzy pops, you could be low on calcium. So you can see how certain nutritional mineral deficits, those kind of things could push you in a position where your body is craving these things. So physical reasons aside, could it be habitual? Could it be just through habit that it's causing you to eat more? Is there a particular time of day where you crave something, or is there a particular activity that you do which also craves you to eat? Are there times where you mindlessly eat? Are you rushing around to pick the kids up and you're just eating whatever's in the car? Yeah. Or you sat in front of the television just watching your show, mindlessly throwing biscuits into your mouth, not even taking the time to savor them or know how many you've had or what you're eating? Are you going too long between your meals to the point where you're crashing, so you're just running to grab whatever you can to give you that quick energy boost? So use this strategy here to help you get to the bottom of your cravings. Yeah, figure out if it's physical, habitual or emotional style eating. Like I said, you're going to have to get mindful, and you're going to have to start keeping a diary. In your diary, write the headings: time, craving, what kind of food it was, sweet, salty. Write down your emotions, the way you're feeling, what kind of state you were in, and then write because of, the reason why were you in that state which led you to crave that sugary or fatty food. And get real mindful about your eating environment. Don't eat in front of the television, don't eat when you're on the move, eat while you're sat down, so you can savor every bite, so you can actually appreciate the food that you're eating. Eliminate distractions around you. Give your body what it needs, so that you're mindful of the calories that you're consuming, whether you're hitting your macros, all those kind of things. We also need to set up our environment in such a way that it is not going to promote or help us binge in any way. So how do we go about that? We may have to restrict certain foods, hyperpalatable foods, foods that you know if you eat one, you will eat the whole packet. So if you know if you have that packet in the house, you will destroy them. How do we go about it? Buy a smaller pack, or don't have them in the house at all. We got to try to not go too long without food, without meals. Now this may mean that we have to snack in between. Now your snacks have to be smart. I would always go with protein, yeah, because it's going to make you feel fuller for longer. It's going to be beneficial in that respect. It's also going to feed your muscles, going to help you grow and recover. If it is a habit and we're struck by that initial thought to go and eat that thing, we could create a pattern interrupt. So what we need to do is break down the usual patterns that we usually go through. So usually you walk through the door, put your bag down, you go, ching, I need some biscuits. There needs to be a point between you coming through the door, putting your bag down, where you say to yourself, I need those biscuits. You do something different. You might walk back out the door, you might walk around the block a couple of times, distract yourself doing something active. Or you might go up the stairs, and instead of getting the biscuits, you might get a big glass of water, because oftentimes hunger can be mistaken for dehydration. So get that water down there. And if it was emotional eating, you can't mask over the way you're feeling, yeah? So if you are self-soothing, that will only last for so long. So what you really need to do there is get to the bottom of those emotions you're feeling. Are you feeling depressed? Are you anxious? Are you angry? You need to get to the bottom of those. Yeah, you can't keep covering up those emotions with a band-aid, which is the food. At some point you're going to have to get to the bottom of them. Either, by yourself, do a little bit of research on that, or go and seek in some help from a counsellor, something like that, who can put you on the right track, or a CBT therapist, that kind of thing. I have to say that I'm not experienced in any of those things. So please, if you do think it's an emotional thing that you cannot deal with, go and seek help, and they can help you get on the right track. So I hope that helps. If you enjoyed it, hit subscribe, share, comment. Thank you.